Yo, what's up? Shag Dog here. Spitter Swallow Beer reviewing our top 10 albums of 1987. That's right. My top albums of 1987. And this may be different next week if we do this. Who knows, right? But some of these albums are my best favorite albums of 1987. So let's get into it. That's right. 1987. This is our Rockin' Reviews and Awesome Brews. And I'm drinking some Georgia Beer Company St. Helens Oktoberfest. They are out of Valdosta, Georgia, I believe, the brewing company. But this beer represents St. Helens, which is in North Georgia. Small town, looks German. Jammer was up there this past week. Lucky guy. Let's get into this. Woo, let's pour the beer first. And then we'll get into my number 10. Now, I'm usually a hairband type guy, but I hate to admit it, but there's only so many hairband albums or hard rock albums that I like the full album from the 80s. And each year is probably one or two where I like the whole album, you know. And we're getting a little head in the can here, but that's okay. We're going to pour this into a glass because it's an Oktoberfest, you know. Can't drink it out of the can. And I can smell it already. It's caramelly, malty goodness. All right, let's get into our number 10 album. Let's get that sip in first. First sip of the day. I'm running a little late. It's past my bedtime, actually, but that's okay. Delicious. Yeah, I think it's 5.5% ABV, I believe. Boy, that's small. Yeah, 5.5 it looks like. Number 10 album of the year for 1987. I don't know why. Oh, there we go. Wow. Number 10 is... I didn't put numbers by them, so U2, The Joshua Tree. I was never really a big U2 fan, but this album, especially the couple big hits it had on it, was pretty good. A little bit different from previous U2 albums. They started getting a little bit more pop infused, where before they were more like, you know, kind of punkish a little bit, like a new wave, slight punk, new wave, English pop, punk, whatever. But in this one, they started getting a little bit more mainstream rock and pop, you know. So, but with that album, of course, you had all the big ones, Where the Streets Have No Names, Still Haven't Found What I'm Looking For, and With or Without You. I mean, just those 3 songs right there. Bam, number 10. Number 9. This wasn't a really great album, but for some of the songs it had, I put it on the list. This is coming right after their thing they did with Run DMC, I believe, right? Or did they have an album before this one? I don't know. But it's Aerosmith, Permanent Vacation, Ragdoll, you know, Ragdoll, Living in the City, Ragdoll, you know, great song, right? Dude Looks Like a Lady, which I think the rumor was talking about Vince Neil or something like that. I don't know if that's true or not, but I mean, you look at Steven Tyler, he looks like an old lady now. Dude looks like an old lady. And then Heart's Done Time, pretty good one. And of course, the ballad Angel, which was pretty good, and still I could listen to that this day. I actually did that one in karaoke a few months ago. So pretty good. And that was my number 9. Number 8. This one, a lot of hairband, Sunset Strip type guys might think I should have put this higher, but I won't. I only put it on my list just because of a couple good songs. And it's Motley Crue, Girls, Girls, Girls. Most of the album, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't like, but there's 3 or 4 good songs on there, good enough to get it on the list. Girls, 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 Wild Side, and the ballad, which didn't hit big. I don't think it was. Think they thought it was going to go bigger. You're All I Need. It didn't hit big at all. They did get some radio play with that song, but it didn't catch on at all. Probably because of the theme of the song, you know. So that was Motley Crue, number 8. Number 7. This was a great album during that summer of '87, even before the summer. But yeah, me and my friends listened to it all the time. Of course, I was 15 at the time, you know. I think, right? Yeah, 15. LL Cool J, Bigger and Deafer. Had really good, great songs in that one, and I mean, you go back and listen to that one if you remember it, or even if you don't remember it. Good songs. I'm Bad. It went, I'm Bad. Had the sirens going, Cool J, Cool J. Yeah. Pretty good one. Candy with a K, K-A-N-D-A-Y, Candy. I feel good about candy. Feeling gooder than good. You know, great rhymes in there. Yeah. Nothing fancy, nothing political, or, you know, they're just good rap, good hip hop from the '87. You know, the Bristol Hotel was a pretty good one, and then of course the rap ballad, I Need Love. Big rap ballad song. I think one of the first rap ballad songs that it might not be the first rap ballad song, but it's the first good rap ballad. If there's a category for that. Maybe we should do a top 10 rap ballad songs one of these days. I might do that. So that was number 9, 8, 7. Wait, 10, 9, 8, 7. LL Cool J. Let's put a 6 in. I didn't put numbers by these. So 5, 4. Shit, what did I just do? Uncheck. Of course, I lost it. 4. This thing's so touchy. Oh, there we go. All right, so that was 4, 3, 2. Okay, we got it. Yeah, number 6, another shocker, but it had a lot of good songs on it. I'm not saying this guy's my favorite artist, but you guys really think his 1983 album, or was it 82? Can't remember. And this album, this was the hysteria of R&B for 1987. Hysteria is in 1987, but it's not a hysteria. It's Michael Jackson, Bad. I mean, it had a lot of hits on there. The Way You Make Me Feel, Man in the Mirror, I Just Can't Stop Loving You, Smooth Criminal, Dirty Diana, Leave Me Alone, and of course the album title had a song also, Bad. You know I'm bad, you know it. Shaman. That part right there that I keep thinking of Weird Al Yankovic is ham on whole wheat. Yeah, but that was a great, I mean, you could even, if you compare it song for song, you might even say that album's better than Thriller, actually. Maybe. I'd have to do that song for song comparison. First single, first track, I mean, against first track all the way down. Do a little point system thing, see who wins, right? Yeah, so Michael Jackson, number 6. Did I do that right? Let's see, 10, 9, 8, 7. Yeah, that was number 6. Okay. Yeah, that was really Michael Jackson's last big album. Other couple ones he had, I mean, had 1 or 2 songs off on that were good. At that point, he was reaching, I think. Number 5. Another good one. I like only about 5 songs on there, but good enough to get to my number 5 because some of those songs are pretty good. And it's Whitesnake, 1987's self-titled Whitesnake. One of the best songs of that year for hard rock, I thought, Still of the Night, or Still in the Night. Still of the Night, right? Still of the Night, yeah. Of course, one of the biggest hits, Here I Go Again, which I really love that song. I just wish there was less synthesizer in there, but that's okay. Is This Love, a ballad? That was a pretty good one. And then the other one, Give Me All Your Love, another great one, but too much synth in there. So, yeah, if they have it all that, it might have jumped up 1 or 2 more spots, Give me all your love tonight. Give me all your love. Just all those synthesizers. Oh, can't handle it. And I don't know if that was Adrian Vandenberg's idea. Put all that stuff in there. Could have been because what was his name? John Sykes was in Whitesnake, right? And when they did this album, I think John Sykes might have recorded some of the album, but Adrian Vandenberg came in and they changed some of the songs, added his parts in it or something. I don't know if that's true or not. Let me know in the comments if you know. And I heard they did the same thing with the next album. Adrian Vandenberg had all the songs written, but when they recorded the album, I'm not sure if they recorded it with him at the beginning with, but then they switched to Steve Vai, or if he didn't record any of it. And Steve Vai came in and they changed the song to fit Steve Vai, and they actually said, well, guitarists are musicians, claiming it would have been better if they did it their way or they're on the album, whatever, Anyhow, so if you know any of that, let me know in the comments. Number 4, let's take a sip of beer. Number 4, I don't know why my screen is frozen. Not frozen, but it doesn't. It's not scrolling up all the way, but anyhow. Number 4 is Rockin, Back for the Attack. Pretty good album. Their last good album. Heaven Sent, which was one of my favorite Rockin songs, actually. Burning Like a Flame was pretty good. Probably the 2 big hits on there were those 2. You also had Prisoner, which I thought was a pretty good song. Dream Warriors, which was also on the Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3 soundtrack, but it was on this album also. And then the instrumental, Mr. Scary, I think it went a little bit too long, but it was pretty good for, showcasing a little bit of George Lynch. Although you don't really need to showcase George Lynch because a lot of the lead guitar parts and a lot of their songs, that's showcasing him enough right there. But, anyhow, that was number 4, Rockin, Back for the Attack. I really did like Rockin. I don't know why they didn't get as big, but I think they just didn't have songs that reached everybody, like certain hard rock bands had songs like Def Leppard, Pour Some Sugar on Me. It reached, Def Leppard fans. It reached out to maybe the pop community, the cheerleaders, football team, all the different genres at high school or groups, cliques in high school, the heads, the jocks, the nerds, reach out to all of them. I don't think Rockin had those songs that reached out to a bunch of different groups or something. So that's what I think. Even though I think a lot of their songs are pretty good, I just don't think they covered the masses, They didn't have that hit like Pour Some Sugar on Me or Come On, Feel the Noise, or, talking to everybody. I don't know. That's the only thing I could think of. Number 3. It's a toss-up between this one and number 2, and I went with these guys, number 3. Like some of these songs in there, but I think number 2 is just too big of a hit to be put down to number 3. So number 3 is White Lion, Pride. White Lion. Of course, they had the big hit, Wait. And then their even bigger hit, probably a ballad, When the Children Cry. One of the first rock ballads to be like kind of like an anti-war song, So another one they had a release for, pretty good song. I liked it. Tell Me. And then some of the other songs I liked on that one. All You Need Is Rock and Roll, Don't Give Up, Lady of the Valley, and Sweet Little Lovin'. Good songs. I actually watched a documentary on White Lion. It showed Mike Tramp before he joined White Lion. He was like a little, I don't know how to call it, like trying to be like a teen idol in whatever country he was from, Sweden, Finland, Switzerland, one of those countries. Denmark. Oh, he was from Denmark. My bad. Yeah, so it was pretty funny to watch some of those videos. I was almost laughing. But yeah, When the Children Cry, that has to be their best album, I think, Pride. I think some people like, not the next one, the third one, will be their fourth one, actually. 2 albums after this one. The next one's a kind of a flop, I think. But by the time they came out, the one after this, 2 albums later, it was like, what, 1990, 91? Nobody was listening to it. They didn't have the big hit still, like Wait or When the Children Cry, to give that one a push. So, all right, number 2. I'm going live. I said I was going to record this and actually show pictures. I said, hell with it. I got somebody's kind of posted some top albums of 1987 there, which I don't think any of them are on here, but I said, hell with it. Let's do it live on Wi-Fi. It's probably not even coming through good, but that's okay. Number 2. A lot of people would put this one at number 1, but I just couldn't do it. And I still like some of these songs. The one song on here has been played out through the years. Even the next band at number 1's got some songs that been played out, but this band had a song that was played out too much from the time it became a hit for like 2-3 years, and it's still played out all to this day, probably in some places. Yeah. Def Leppard, Hysteria. And the song I'm talking about was played out was Pour Some Sugar on Me. It was a good song when it came out, but yeah, it got played out quick. I was tired of it after about three months. I'd say about 3 months, yeah. Pour Some Sugar. I was like, heard everywhere. Horrible. Of course, they had that. Rocket, Hysteria was a great song. Animal, Woman. I like Woman. It was the first single, I think, off the album. And when I first heard it, was that summer of 87? May, June, somewhere around there. I can't remember when it was. That was the first single, and I saw the video on skateboard, weird comic book skateboard video, and I didn't like it. I think they had a better video with women in it being sexy. I think that one might have been a bigger hit. But that I heard first, and then someone had the album. One of my friends, we listened to the whole album. Even Pour Some Sugar on Me. It didn't even hit me at that time. I don't think I listened to the whole album. I was like, oh, this is horrible. It's nothing like Pyromania. I never listened to it again until it came out with Pour Some Sugar on Me, I think. I can't remember if that was the next single or if it was like 2 or 3 more singles. But my favorite songs are Animal, Woman, and I think that's it. Animal, Woman, and Hysteria were probably my 3 favorite songs on there. They also had Love Bites, which a lot of people hate that song too. But it's interesting song, I guess. It's unique. Some weird ballad with a robot talking. It's pretty cool. It's kind of like Soundwave from the Transformers. So yeah, I mean, it's one of the biggest selling records of all time for rock records. But it's my number 2 because my number 1 is this is another one I didn't like when it first came out. The first single was "It Ain't Easy." Guns N' Roses, "Appetite for Destruction." I never heard "It Ain't Easy" as a single. I watched MTV all the time. I never saw a video for it or heard it on the radio or anything. Then they came out with "Welcome to the Jungle," which they played a little bit. I was like, what the hell is this garbage? These guys, And certain parts of the video, he looks glam when he's on stage, but when he's walking around or whatever, he doesn't look glam. It's like weird. I was like, that's the same guy, right? Because when he's on stage doing his dance, his hair is all teased up and he's got makeup on. But they weren't clicking with me yet. But then, probably when Sweet Child of Mine came out, then I started getting a little bit interested. Then I heard the full album finally. So it had to be like the beginning of 88, middle of 88 by the time I heard the whole album, somewhere around there. I can't remember when, but so yeah, Appetite for Destruction. I mean, it had It Ain't Easy, Welcome to the Jungle, Sweet Child of Mine, Rocket Queen, Night Train, Paradise City, My Michelle, Mr. Brownstone. I mean, the list goes on and on. It was a great album. I can still listen to that one all day through and through. But it has to be the best one for that year, definitely. I mean, if you actually go by the end of that year, 1987, most people, if it was 1987 right now and you got to the end of 1987, most people are going to say Def Leppard. But you get to the end of 1988, people will be saying, yeah, Guns N' Roses, if you remember that time, because 1987, I don't know when, or not Rock Queen, It Ain't Easy was released as a single, but supposedly that was the first single off the album. I never heard that. MTV on the radio, nothing. Of course, regular radio back then, you didn't hear too many rock songs, hard rock, unless it's a big hit, Talk Dirty to Me or Pour Some Sugar on Me, but with It's So Easy. It ain't easy. It's so easy. My bad. It ain't easy. What the hell was I thinking of? Oh, I know there's another song called It Ain't Easy by a different band. Yeah. Yeah. Then Welcome to the Jungle. You didn't hear that on the radio either. You saw it on MTV. I never heard that on the radio until later on. And then Sweet Child of Mine. That one you heard on the radio quite a bit. But number one, 1970. I can't wait to get to 1988. I think there'll be more rock bands. Every year I've been doing since 1984. I'm getting more and more rock bands. I almost had a couple other rock bands on here. I just couldn't put them on. Honorable mentions: Faster Pussycat, even another rap group, not EPMD, Eric B. and Rockin. And there was some other one. I can't remember what it was. Great year, and there's a lot of great bands out there that year, but a lot of them only had like one or two songs I like, and you gotta have at least 3 songs for me. So hopefully 1988 will get a little bit better. We'll see next time I do it. I do these sporadically, so whether that's next week or next month, we'll see. 1988. Now let's chug this beer down and get to bed. Got to get back to work tonight. Hard labor. I might as well be breaking rocks and having a chain around my ankle. Having a black and white striped suit. That's what it feels like. Yeah, Faster Pussycat. That first album, was it their first album? I think it's self-titled, Faster Pussycat. Bathroom Wall. There's 1 or 2 other songs on there. They're all right, but I just couldn't put that one on the top 10 list. And I think the production quality on that album, too, wasn't that good. Matter of fact, I think most of Faster Pussycat's albums, the production quality was pretty crappy. I think it could have been better. I think those they would have been more popular if the production quality on the albums were better, actually. Because they were like kind of like Poisonish, a little bit, not quite, but a little bit like Poison type glam hair bands. Yeah. Um, yeah. Anyhow, yeah. So, tell me what your favorite albums of 1987 was, or still are, and if you got any good albums for me to review, let me know. There's some I have to review myself still. So 1988 is gonna be a good one. 89. I think they're the three best years for hair bands was 87, 88, 89, and then I think it started faltering at that point. 1990 had a couple good ones still. Yeah, you had a couple good ones, 91, 92, 93, but it was pretty much over after 89, 90. But I'm going to keep going probably up to 2011 at least. Maybe. Yeah. It's not going to be hair bands. I mean, there'll be maybe some hair bands in those years, but yeah. All right, this video sucked. I need some interaction, but that's okay. That's why you shouldn't do videos live, folks. Edit them, record it, and edit. Take my word. All right, we'll see you on the next one. Spitter Swallow Beer Review, Rockin Reviews, and Awesome Brews. Check out our beer reviews also. We rock at that too. So see you on the next one. Should have had that ready. Alrighty.